Are you still looking at me? Why you still
Hey yo, what's up guys? Jack Sean here. Today, welcome back to Spooky Scary Saturday Part 3. So, I hope I know you guys that you guys like this so much, so I'm gonna keep on keep on doing this. So, let's watch the video, I guess. Let's watch the video. Okay, so today's video will be true camping scary story. So let's get started with the first animation. Okay, so let's get started.
My name is Yusuf. I'm 21 years old. A few weeks ago, my parents decided to go to Lebanon for a few days while I stayed home. I was happy to have a few days to myself, so I decided to drive to the lake which my family went camping at when I was small. It was remote, surrounded by trees, and barely anyone goes there. I decided to stay for one night though. As I got there, I decided to dare myself into skinny dipping since I was alone. To be honest, it was quite refreshing and relaxing. As it was getting dark, I took out some firewood to dry up with a campfire and got my lunch.
Did you just get naked? What the heck? Yeah. Anyway guys, subscribe to my, if you guys like this so much, I'm gonna keep on doing this. If you guys like so much this, like I'm really doing reactions of this Spooky Scary Saturday, gaming, try not to, all those like try not to challenge, like try not to laugh, try not to say wow, yeah, all those are. So if you guys like this, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, hit that like button, follow my Twitter, Twitter link down there and the subscribe link down there, or you can subscribe at the bottom of the video. And yeah, let's continue with the video. So this part right now is okay. Hopefully, I don't know if the last part is gonna be like something spooky or something. I'm not sure. Let's continue.
That night, I dared myself into sleeping naked under my towel as I would never get another chance like this. As I woke up, I was shocked. My towel was gone. I couldn't find my clothes either. I felt scared as this meant I wasn't alone in the woods. To my luck, my car keys weren't stolen, so I decided to get home. However, since I was staying for one night, I didn't bring any extra clothes. Due to my condition, I had to drive on those barely used roads to avoid any exposure to the public. It was a bumpy ride, but it was worth it. After a few hours, I saw a man in the distance near the road. He tripped and hit his head on a rock. Despite my condition, I knew I needed to stop and give him some help. But as I saw him, I realized he was wearing the same clothes I wore yesterday. I got out to ask if he's okay, but he didn't move. As I got closer, he grabbed my hand and looked at me. He had wide eyes and a huge terrifying smile. I was more scared than I liked to admit. I quickly got in my car and drove away. I managed to get home by sunset, and it took me a few minutes to get the balls to run to my front door. I have not returned to the lake, and his smile haunted me ever since.
Oh, he knows where you live. Well, of course he knows the direction the car is going, so he knows. You see peeking through there? Bro. Okay guys, so that was very cool. This is the second animation now. Okay. This is the second animation now. Let's do the second animation. Now, okay, so the first animation that was like pretty cool, but I don't know why the guy got naked at the first place. And then I think in the night time some guy found that guy that was looking at him found his tent, and then probably took his clothes, but they didn't take the they take the car keys. So I guess he was lucky. So let's get to the next one.
I've never been the religious type. So when me and my parents went to visit my Uncle Ben, who was a Baptist preacher down south, I wasn't too thrilled about it. He had always been one of those people that warned everyone about what would happen to them if they didn't devote their life to the church. And to be honest, I thought it was a load of crap. He always warned me that the devil was on the prowl. He had these crazy assumptions that they were demons in human form amongst us, here to
What was that? What was that?
They were demons in human form amongst
What is this? Oh my god, I think this is the devil showing me. I don't think he was looking at it.
us, here to recruit us for Satan's army.
These two. Yeah.
I, of course, shrugged it off as just another one of his crazy stories that he conjured up in his overly paranoid and highly delusional mind. When we had arrived at his house, there he was, standing there to greet us, with his Bible clutched in his fist tightly. As I walked past him, I politely spoke to him, but the only words that escaped his lips were, "Are you ready to protect yourself from the devil now?" As usual, I told him no, that I didn't believe in such nonsense. He then turned to me with the most creepy look on his face and said, "I tried to warn you, but you're on your own now. Good luck, you're gonna need it." Later on that night, during a powerful thunderstorm, as I was sleeping in the guest room, which always seemed to creep me out due to the fact that there was always a large creepy cross of
It's Jesus! Hello, Jesus.
Jesus hanging above the bed where I slept. I had finally drifted off to sleep, but was awakened by a warm drip of liquid on my forehead. I thought it was just the roof leaking, since it was raining so heavily. But when I opened my eyes and wiped my forehead, it was not rain. It appeared to be blood, which of course startled me when the lightning
No. Forearm of Jesus. And they get poked.
flickered upon the cross. I had noticed that the nails in the hands of the Jesus figure was dripping blood. Then I heard a rustle under the bed. When I
Do not look under your bed.
looked under it, there was these yellow eyes glowing in the darkness. Then the face of whatever it was slowly
Oh no. Ah no. No.
revealed itself. It had horns and teeth that were sharp and jagged.
Devil.
It was the devil. I screamed and ran for the door, but was halted as it grabbed me by my ankle and pulled me under the bed as I screamed for my parents to help me. When they ran into the room and turned on the lights, it had vanished quickly into thin air. I then ran into the arms of my parents breathlessly as my sobbing echoed throughout the room. The next day, in the car, on the ride home, my parents tried to convince me it was just a nightmare, but the red handprint on my ankle proved otherwise.
Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All these two animations, I think the second one was pretty scary, and the first one is not really that scary because it's like just a creepy guy. But this one got the devil involved. Yeah, and the devil's pretty scary. So I'll see you guys next time. Adios.